Hey guys, welcome to our 10:30 a.m. Central Time live that we are here Monday through Thursday, and it's a way for us to discuss Luminess. I'm Heather. You can ask me questions. We always like to go over the basics. Real quick though, I'm going to check. Okay, everything's working. I was going to check audio, make sure you can hear me, because that always is fun when you can't. But we're talking about coverage today, and luckily my face is playing along, because I have some things to cover today. I think it knows what we're going to do, and then it's like, oh, I'll help you with that. And so we are going to talk about coverage on wrinkles and crinkles and redness and imperfections and all of that. Okay. Good morning, Cindy. How are you? And so my cold is working along. Hello, Marilyn. Good to see you. So we always like to go over, we go over the basics. We always go over the starter kit. Hey, Jeannie, how are you? Here is our Icon starter kit. We also have the Icon Pro, the Legend, and of course, the Breeze. And it comes with makeup. So it comes with everything you see here. It comes with the 2 bottles of foundation. They are different foundations. They're very similar in color because when you first pick out a kit with Luminess, you're picking a range. And then we give you 2 similar colors so you could color match. And we give you Love and Blush. We all know that our blush is super high pigmented and it does bloom. It does intensify. And so we only need about 2 drops of that, and that's it. When first starting out, there we go. We want you to do the following. You are always going to keep your stylus moving. Not like this. It's moving, but it's only staying in one place. But you're going to keep that stylus moving around, keeping it 4 finger widths away from your face and barely pulling back on this trigger. Those are 3 key things that you are going to want to practice even before getting started. You can practice using the air. Wherever you feel the air is where the makeup's going to go. So just move that stylus around and feel the air. And then airbrush water on your face. That way you can practice, you can get into that movement, and you're just using the water. And so that's another great way to do it. So let's see. Hello, Miss Douglas. Hello, Zandra. Morning, Debbie. Hello, Heather. Hello. Hello, Lindy. Oh, I like that name. Need to do a live with an older person. Yes. So, I did talk to my mom, and so we are going to work on that. Try to get that. I'm about to sneeze. Try to get that scheduled. And so we are. I mean, I love that y'all say an older person because I'm older. But we are going to work on that. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Sorry. Lovely. Okay. All right. Love sneezing. Sorry. Okay, so we are going to work on coverage. So I have some breakouts right here. Obviously redness here. I do have wrinkles. And so ways to prep, and that's what Marilyn was saying is, oh gosh, sorry you guys, my nose. Marilyn was saying, thank you, Cindy. That's okay, Marilyn. You can say older. But prepping is key as well. Blush to tame it down. Oh yeah, mixing the blushes together is great, Jeannie. So prepping the skin, if your main concern with your skin is wrinkles and crinkles or redness, like a lot of redness, large pores, things like that, hands down, I would say get the Velvet Veil. Now, hey, Martin, how are you? you only need a little bit, okay? So it does have the dropper in here, but most of the time I take the dropper and I do this, and that's how much I use. And I can put that in place, slide it, and then I tap it into place. Now you can use this everywhere, or you can use it just in those problem areas. My mom uses this one. She's like, do you have it in 55-gallon drums? Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Luminess. It's Lioness. It's not Memorex. It is live. I know we have a good number of people, and so like that's all I need to use. So don't overdo it with the velvet veil, but I think you will be pleasantly surprised on how it softens. I call it a blurrer because it does blur several things. So it blurs, and then that's all I'm putting on. And I don't, hey, Linda, good to see you, my friend. My whole face is a problem. Marilyn, you're so funny. So you can put it everywhere, okay? You can put it forehead, sometimes my T-zone, I put it in here under my eyes because that's where, see my wrinkles? That's where the wrinkles and crinkles are. I have larger pores, and of course I have some redness here, but it's going to help blur those problem areas. Good morning. Good morning. I'm live. I'm live. Live. I see everybody. It's live. It's real live. And so, what can you do for crepey eyelids? Stephanie, that's a good question. I wonder if you know what? I've never put it on my lid. Let's see. I'm good except for my cold. So I, again, just use the dropper. Let's put some on my eyes. And notice I'm just tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Now, if you do have crepey eyelids, the one thing you probably want to stay away from is any shimmer eyeshadow. Remember that shimmer, hey, Teresa, shimmer acts like airport runway lights. So if you don't want to draw attention to that, then you'll want to do more matte eyeshadows. And don't forget, like, you can, if you need to do this to your eye while you're blending or something like that, you can do that. Marilyn, no, it does not sting. No, it's almost like a, it feels like a lotion, like there's no feeling whatsoever. But I will tell you right now, like, this does feel a little tighter on my lids. I've never put it on my lids. I don't know why. But it does feel like a little tighter on my lids. So there you go. Now, when covering wrinkles, crinkles, and redness, yay, you finally got the breeze. I'm so excited. When you're covering certain things, I want to, let's see, let's do, what am I going to use? Where's my, where is, oh, there it is. I'm going to use CC Concealer. So I'm shaking it up. Yeah, once Velvet Veil is on, it's soft. Like it's, your skin feels so soft. But you'll want to airbrush right over that. It does not go well when doing traditional makeup. You want to airbrush over that. Oh, did you get the rose water? Heather, this is rose water. So you can put that on beforehand, use it as a facial treatment. You can blow that on and do that. Heather, they do know your color. If you've ordered from us before, then that's in our record. So yeah. And guys, if you're not on the replenishment program, I would highly suggest getting on that, because a couple of things. You can pick the date or the time frame. Like if you want it 3 months, 4 months, you can pick that time, and then you're getting points, and you're getting the better deal on on all products. And so check that out, Heather. You can definitely want to check that out. All right, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to add a couple of drops of my light beige, and I'm going to mess up a couple of times just to show you as far as coverage goes. Okay, so if you have more wrinkles and crinkles, and I'm going to smile so you can see it, and I sprayed too heavy, you can see that. Ooh, that looks really bad. So you can see how crepey that is. Now, if you're like, Heather, I don't have to smile to have the wrinkles, you can just do this, but don't stay there so long to try to cover it. Remember that coverage is done in passes. So you're going to hit and go, keep going. Go, and then you can always go back, but don't sit there. That's what we're used to with traditional makeup, where we sit there and go, we cover, and you don't want that. You don't want to just sit there and cover. I need to blot that before it dries. But like right here where I have redness and I have these imperfections, and I'm going to get up and close with y'all. Can y'all see them? Right here and that redness. Okay, I'm going to do this side. I can go in. Hold on, I'm going to move my mirror because it's hard to check here. I'm going to move my mirror. Okay, that's one. That's one pass. Now, because I'm concentrating on certain areas, like on this certain area, I'm even pulling back a little bit less. But notice that I keep my stylus moving. I'm only doing one side right now. I mean, look at that, guys. I don't remember if you don't know if you jump off a second. Oh, it's rose water. It's rose water. It's a treatment that you can put on before starting your makeup. It'll help. Well, rose water is good. The Bulgarian rose water that we have is good for pore reduction. So it's amazing. But notice how things are starting to disappear. It's starting to look normal. Okay, it's not starting to look crazy. So with coverage, again, light passes. A lot of times I'll say, if you want to work on some pre-coverage, you'll hit those problem areas and then keep going, because it'll get you ahead of the coverage, because it's going on in passes, and the more passes you make, the more coverage you're going to get. And so we're getting ahead of the coverage. So do we drip the breeze with the airbrush stuff? Put in the breeze. Do we drip in the breeze with the airbrush stuff? Yeah. You just put it in here. You can put the drops right in here and airbrush that on. Yes. All right. Yes, Elena. Elena. Yes. All right. So I'm going to go under my eyes. Now, again, when I'm going under my eyes, if you have more wrinkles and crinkles under the eyes, when you're airbrushing, you always want to have the airbrush straight at you. Now, when I get to my eyes, I look up, and then I'll angle this down just a little bit. So I'll just go boop, and then I make my movements and then pull back on my trigger. As soon as I feel it, bam, 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 bam. Yes, you can use it after too, Zandra. All right. So just do that, because what that will do, good morning, Pam, is you look up, that is going to stretch this area how you need it to be stretched, kind of help thin or get rid of some of the wrinkles and crinkles. Look up, do the application, and then you can look back down. Okay. And then that way you also don't have, is it Elena Maria? Then you don't have the air blowing in your eye either, but you're just going to go down a little bit. Okay. So now I'm just going to finish my coverage. Okay. Now here we have some more. Thank you. Okay, so I'm hitting those areas that I want to hide. I know my nose gets red. I know I have redness and broken capillaries around my cheeks. So I keep making those passes. I'm pulling back lightly. Guys, look how lightly I'm pulling back. I just finished airbrushing. Nothing. Nothing. No, it should dry almost instantly. If it is not, then you're pulling back too hard on this trigger. I'm gonna add a little bit more. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit of glow in there just to lighten it up a little bit, so I get a little bit of highlight underneath my eyes. I'm gonna mix that together. Go back and go under here. Under here. Notice how I looked up. Now I can do it around here. So Lioness, if just keep practicing, guys, I promise if you keep practicing, look up, it'll stretch. Now, if you're like, Heather, mine don't disappear when I look up, do this. Okay. Now I'm thank you, Martin. Okay, so that was, I have a little, I'm doing a little bit more pre-coverage. Now, before I do anything else, I know like this is starting my coverage. I'm pretty happy actually with this coverage. I don't see the redness. I don't see the issues I had before I get started. Now, when I go to my foundation, I won't have to do as much foundation because I already got some of the coverage done. And so you're going to be using, if you do some pre-coverage, you'll be doing less makeup as well, less foundation as well. Okay. Man, y'all are asking some questions. Do I drip all these little 4 bottles? I get love. I got one blush. No, Eliana, Maria, you do not. No, it's one at a time. They each do different things. So don't put them all together. Do it one at a time. When you're applying your foundation, you do the foundation. When you're applying the blush, you do the blush. Let's see. Since I have more fine lines in the left eye. Imperfect light is she said that one eye has more wrinkles than the other one. It's what side do you sleep on? Think about that. What side do you sleep on? Your side? Which side? That could have a factor. Do you rub your eyes? That could have a factor. But yeah, feel free. Like if you need to lift something up, especially when we get to the eyes, if you need to lift some eyes, lift it up a little bit, you can do that. At first, if you're doing the eyes and you're like, it still looks a little crepey, take a blender, take your finger and just tap that out so it smooths out the wrinkles and crinkles. If you make faces, so if you went like this, you're going to have wrinkles and crinkles and it's not going to work properly. And so, So just make sure to make light passes. You can keep going back to get more coverage, but make light passes so you don't have that buildup where Luminess Airbrush should not have a buildup of makeup where you're just piling on. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Stephanie said, these videos are amazing to help me. I gave my older model to my daughter. I love it, Dorothy. That's so awesome. And then Heather said, it gets easier every time I use it. Yes, yes, yes. Guys, I'm telling you, if you do what I'm telling you to do, I'm telling you how it should work, how it should be on your skin. It does get easier and easier. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add, I just did pre-coverage. Now I'm going to do some bronzer. I'm going to do matte bronzer to do some contouring. Put it in my stylus or in my breeze, a couple of drops. And then now on my, and look guys, this is the color that I'm using. I don't want to see it like that. If I see it like that, then I'm spraying way too hard. Okay. I'm like, wait, hold up. I'm going over the steps, okay? I'm going to be doing all of what's in a starter kit, so you'll know those steps. So I just did pre-coverage. You can do pre-coverage with X out. You can do pre-coverage with eraser. You can do pre-coverage with CC concealers. And now I'm going to do some contouring. Sherry says, or asked if you do primer when you use the Velvet Veil. Your Velvet Veil is your primer. So you do not have to use the primer, just Velvet Veil. Now I'm going to take my contouring, and I already showed you the color. And then look how soft that is. Okay? That is how light you are spraying, guys. If you see it too much, okay? Now I'm going back to this side again. Go to my temples. Here. My chin. Back around. See, did I get it too much there, or is that something I need to cover? Go down here, okay? Now, oh, you know what I could do? Oh, I think I want to use something else on that. All right, so now I have my contour done, okay? Now, yes, you can see a little bit more of my contour, like it stands out a little bit more, but I still have my foundation to put on, so it's going to help blend all of that, okay? So now I can grab my 3. I'm doing Rose 3. And I'm going to put my drops right in there. Now, a lot of times you see me do the blush first before doing the foundation. But Jeannie's asked me to put a drop of foundation in my blush to help it go on a little bit easier. Our blush is super high pigmented. It does bloom, so it does come out. So in the beginning, if you want to put your blush on first, you can do that and then do your foundation last because it's going to help blend everything. You're going to see that happen with my foundation. Drops of these foundations should. So talking about drops, just to give you an idea, if I was not doing any pre-coverage, if I just went straight to my foundation, all I would need is about 8 drops complete. But since I did some pre-coverage, I only used about 5 drops. And so that is how, and I'm still going, guys. So that's how light you're spraying, and to make sure. Now look how soft everything is starting to look, right? I think I just ran out. Yep, I can hear it. All right. So foundation pre-coverage done, contouring done. Now we can add, I'm going to add a drop of soft rose. I'm going to do 2 because you don't need more than 2 drops. And then I'm going to add, now you could add a drop of your foundation. You could add a drop of glow. You could add a drop of light beige. I'm going to mix those together. And honestly, I don't know if I even needed to add a drop. There was probably some left in there, and I could have done that. Let me close that up. And then now lightly spraying again. I'm going to hit the top of my cheeks. And I kind of like to add some to my chin too. And it's going to glow. It's going to, I mean, it'll come up a little bit more. You'll start seeing it. So that's all I need to do. If you add a drop of glow, add a drop of your foundation, that will help it come up a bit more. Make sense? Yep. All right, let's add a little bit more. If you add the blush, after the foundation, make sure to get the blush to right where you like it. Right, almost there, almost there. And then you can stop because it will bloom to where you want it. But if you do the blush first and it gets a little blush happy, you're going to put your foundation on over that. So it's going to blend all of that for you. So you'll be set. Okay. All right, guys, that is it for today. We are already at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to finish up. I'm going to finish putting on some eyeshadow and some mascara and finish with my lips. And then I will be done for the day. So you guys have a marvelous time. Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all were amazing asking all these questions. I love it. So you're saying you can put the flash on first? The blush on first? Yes, you can put the blush on first because remember, it's little dots, little dots. We're making those light passes, so we're not covering it 100%. It's not traditional makeup, okay? All right, guys, come back and join us. We'll be back tomorrow, 10:30 Central Time, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We'll be back and we'll do something fun tomorrow too. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.